As a DM, my favorite skill check to narrate is probably an insight check, but my favorite skill check for someone to like critically succeed on is one of history, arcana, or like religion in some way. Where if you like to get in that 21 of those, and I could just dump some lore on you, you know, that's what I love to. That makes you feel vindicated. I'm like, right, I've got these 300 like pages of notes. I can finally talk about one of them.
Do you know what's real
can't
shit?
just do that anyway,
all of them are satisfying.
No. You have to earn this knowledge. This knowledge is not given freely.
Like a good animal handling check goes pretty crazy because everyone's like, "Oh shit, didn't realize that was even a thing."
I don't think I've ever rolled animal handling.
Yes, you have. Do you not remember when you and Yeg delivered the bear's cub in the forest?
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god.
I've once like that must have been in real life 2 years ago at this point as well.
Medicine checks are just irrelevant, aren't they?
Medicine checks associate. They're literally only useful for stabilizing someone.
That could just be folded into perception. Like that's shit.
They're useful like at low level if you're trying to stabilize someone who's dying.
Yeah.
Or if like there's a heavy like poison or disease.
A medicine check should be classified as an object interaction if you're doing it in combat. Like it shouldn't even be a.
What are we talking about here, guys? Can we?
Let's get to the game. So, last we left off. So after uncovering the production of these warforged heartless machines and destroying the production line, you guys ran away and escaped from the Underforges. You then headed up to the surface and you went to the Crimson Paw to try and overhear some conversations between Alric Daresh and his accomplice, Lord... Who's the other one? It was the Lord Daresh and Lord Velin within the Crimson Paw. You found out that Alric, the younger one, there'd been a smaller than expected shipment that had arrived in Skarnus of these Warforged, and decided to try and get some information out of him. So whilst Yeg tried to get a room, Gil employed his flirtation seductiveness as an elven man and began to flirt with Alric and tried to invite him upstairs for another drink, but had the tables turned on him and ended up being invited back to Alric's house. Alric took him to his humble abode and took him downstairs in the dungeon of the West Wing, where a varied dungeon full of instruments, not for pain but for pleasure, were located. Realizing he'd probably bitten off a bit more than he could chew, he frantically tried to get help from his companions, and he knocks on the door claiming housekeeping, and you guys jumped in, beat the hell out of this guy, tied him up, got as much information out of him as you could, including the fact that he had taken some of these Warforged for himself and was storing them in a warehouse west of the footholds on the outskirts of the city. Deciding he knew too much to be kept alive, you decided to choke him out and make it look like a sexual act gone wrong, which he said himself would probably be believed by the town guard. You then escaped and fled the crime scene, went to bed, and the next day you spent trying and succeeding into getting into the High Archive of Azureth, knowing that this is where the blood anchor vial of Antoine was being kept. You headed in there, you basically bullshitted your way through into the deep portion of the archive, ended up in a room that would basically produce illusory documents of whatever you were thinking, but always kept you away from the real truth and only gave you the Crown's truth, or Antoine's truth, by creating a paradox of you all thinking of four contrasting things. You kind of broke this machine, and you ended up into the chamber that stored the vial. And within here, as you went to go take the vial off the pedestal, you were attacked by a beholder. after some clutch magic from JAFF by casting blindness on the beholder and taking out its ability to create anti-magic and also send out these eye beams, you managed to dispatch it easier than usual, and we ended up, and we're going to pick up back off as you are just escaping the High Archive. You come outside of the High Archive. You are in... Oh, the wrong one. Sorry, you are in Crown Spire, at the base of Crown Spire. It is now probably getting close to, I'd say, about 9 p.m. And you have all of tomorrow before the wedding happens. So,
last minute purchases.
I guess the question is, how do you spend your evening, and what do you plan to do tomorrow during the day before you have the wedding the morning after?
So we have the blood vial now, do we?
We do.
You have the blood vial, yes.
And what? So I have the full context of the blood vial. Do we just destroy it now, or what's the use of the physical use of the blood vial?
Yeah.
Make either investigation or religion for me.
Can I help
If anyone wants to make it or give the help action, you're
I'll
more than
help.
welcome to.
I'll help. We're talking about it.
Thank you. My investigation is very high.
On a dirty 20, so just looking at it, it
Nasty
seems
20
like
rather.
filthy 20. That's an Alric Daresh 20. At first glance, it seems rather mundane. It's not even particularly beautiful. You know, it's dusty. It's a very simple vial with a cork on the top. But as you sort of start to take a moment just to attune with it, to feel its magical and divine energy, you come to the conclusion a few things. One, destroying this isn't as simple as just smashing it on the ground. It pulsates with a necrotic evil energy, and the logical counterpart to this, the antithesis of this, would be something radiant. So it would need some sort of radiant energy to cause damage and destroy this. I'd say as well, on a dirty 20, what you also managed to ascertain is that this is linked to Antoine. Therefore, destroying it, once it is destroyed, he would have some
idea,
inclination that something has happened. He'd feel some sort of pain or whatever, and would know that this has happened.
Interesting.
Right,
Do you think even if we did it though, we'd have too much ego to actually cancel anything?
I mean, I actually respect that shout right there, because I think he is thinking oh, they've got that, it doesn't matter. Everything's gravy.
It strikes me as the type of thing that we break as we're about to engage combat with him, so he hasn't got a chance to rectify it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I do hear that. Is this something he can recreate though? Maybe.
I think so, but not anytime soon. There would have to be a process, I'm sure.
Who has it on them right now? Who was the one that picked out? Was it me?
I believe it was you, wasn't it?
I only wrote "we got the vial." I don't know.
I think it was Gil. I think Gil went over invisible.
I put some garlic.
I mage handed it off, but I'm happy to give it to someone else.
I have a spell which does a lot of radiant damage, so could be vibes. As in, I could hold it.
I can look after it.
But
no.
I looked over it thinking I was gonna see Zarlok, and what I saw was air because Kit's so small. So I was a bit whoa, gave me PTSD just then.
I'm okay with anyone having it other than Kit.
I trust Kit. Kit is.
I trust Kit.
All right, hands up for Kit.
No one puts their hand up.
No one puts their hand up.
I do the average sign.
Jemima,
it's opposite day as well.
Puts their hand up.
It's opposite day. Fuck you, Jemima. It's opposite day.
Do the winner. I was going to say, do we want to, under the cover of night, because it's about 9 p.m., do we want to go and get those robots that he left at his house?
Yeah, we may as well like see what's up with them, you know.
Also, at some point over the evening, just in case it
Are
gives
they
us
at
any
his
more
house?
information.
Well, they're in a shed, aren't they?
Right,
They were
yeah.
in the warehouse west of the footholds, so outside the
Yeah,
city.
yeah,
just
way,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
little village
Okay.
outside
No,
it
I was
towards the
just
west.
gonna say because like we've just left him murdered in there. We probably shouldn't go back to his place.
Go and get those now while it's late.
Yeah. How long would it take us to get there realistically?
How long does it take to get from where we are down to the bottom and outside the city?
2 hours.
Right. We do have all day tomorrow, so it could bleed in. But then we got to rest, and it's kind of like got to be rested before the big day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just think, are we going to be able to get to Warforged through the city in broad daylight? You know, things to our advantage that we'll just be leaving there. I mean, when we found them in the caves down below, it was clarified that they're basically nigh on it. Like one of them is worthy of like 500 men. Even if we just fucking set them on like self-destructs and they go nuts, if they're just a massive distraction while we actually get away with trying to get somewhere or do something.
You are getting very close to terrorism there.
Yeah, I know. I'm very apprehensive about what's coming up. I'm very apprehensive about what we're about to do.
What's the plan? Are you going to bed do it in the morning? Are you going now? What's the...
I'd say let's go now, but...
Can we? Do you think we'll still get a long rest?
Yeah.
It's not like you haven't got to wake up early tomorrow.
No, but you know, it's a big day.
Realistically, what do we have to do tomorrow?
Fine. No, you're right.
Right, so you head into the footholds.
Yeah, let's go.
While we're on our way over there, Gil, do you want to maybe cast Identify on the vial just in case it gives us anything that we don't know?
Yeah, I'll be ritual casting Identify as we're walking down the hill.
Cool, so as you begin your journey through the various layers of North Spire towards the footholds, you cast Identify on this vial, and as you're doing so, you get back information you already know, in the sense that this is a vial of blood that belongs to a Vaneborn and acts as an anchor for Antoine Platisse. I would say, on your Identify, give me an Arcana check to see how well you can delve into what it shows.
Before I roll this, can I ask a question if I get it high enough? Can I ask?
I'll say
Okay,
on a 10 you get something. On a 15 you get a lot. On a 20 you get everything that I was going to give you. On anything higher than a 20, you can ask a question as well.
Okay.
What a good deal. Holy shit.
God. Okay.
What about 30? What was that?
On a 30, I'll suck your cock as well. All right. So, do you want to ask your question first, or do you want me to divulge what I already was going to give you?
I was going to ask, so you don't have to keep going back and forth. Can I tell what Vaneborn specifically that this came from?
You can, because that's part of what I was going to give you. So, this came from the second Vaneborn, Malthian the Red Scribe. And by doing this, you know that it bounds to Antoine Platisse, but you know that actually that is a misnomer, and his real name is Silas, bearer of the Long Dominion.
Yeah.
What?
And going back to the record of the Vaneborn, which I'll just pull up on screen.
I just pulled it up on Discord.
What was the Silas bit, sorry?
So, when you cast Identify, when you picked it up, you were like, this is what binds Antoine Platisse to being a member of the Vaneborn. It's what is the thing that binds him to his Vaneborn status. You realise that Antoine Platisse is a misnomer. It's an alias. It's not who he really is. And it actually binds to Silas, the bearer of the Long Dominion, who is the third Vaneborn.
I said this when we first found it. I fucking said this.
So on your 30 Arcana check, Jesus, as you're identifying it, I'm gonna say as you cast Identifying, you are holding this vial of blood with your divinatory powers that you have spent your years honing and has increased tenfold ever since becoming Master of Mages, you read this line in the Vein Record where it says Malthian the Red Scribe, and it says how he learned to bind memory to blood, learned to walk unseen through lineage and record, and that his greatest lie was making empires believe his work was lost. And as you hold this blood, you feel the memory that is bound to this blood just flash in your brain just for a moment. You are in a land you do not recognize from a time you do not recognize. It's not Azureth. It's nothing anywhere close to being recent history. You can't really ascertain exactly where in the world and when in the world you are. All you know, it is not somewhere you have been before, and it's a long, long time ago. And you see a figure hunched over at a desk, scribbling furiously some notes. He's wearing very fine clothing, like regal clothing. And the memory shifts to a slightly different location. It's now him in these big, like, bedroom chambers, beautiful gold trim curtains, mahogany wood, and a massively huge four-poster bed with this veil dripping down from it. And he's laying in this bed next to a beautiful woman. A beautiful, beautiful woman. And you see him, he's laying on his side, ready to go to sleep, and the woman lays over and just whispers in his ear, Malthian, I'm pregnant. The gods have provided us with a child. And he will rule the world. He will bring about an age for our species, for all of us. It shifts once again, and it's now the woman is in the middle of labour. This beautiful woman is in the middle of labour. She's squeezing onto Malthian's hand, like hyperventilating. He's saying to her, push, darling, push, push. And as the baby is brought into this world, it lays there, attached to the umbilical cord, not breathing. It's completely stillborn. Just the skin leathery and dark, like almost like a faded leather, just sagging from this deformed fetus. The woman starts crying, just tears streaming down her face. Malthian is enraged and does the only thing he thinks he can do. And he slices open his forearm and he drenches the child, fetus, in his blood. And as the blood begins to coalesce around this fetus, he begins chanting in an ancient language you do not recognize. And the blood envelops and becomes this crimson red smoke. And his chanting is like it becomes louder and louder and faster. And the smoke sort of explodes outwards and disappears. And the fetus begins to breathe. And he's joyous and he's happy and he's celebrating. And as he looks around to his left, the lady, the woman, the beautiful lady, his wife, is laying there dead. Her skin, the same faded, dark, wrinkly leather that was of the fetus. And the memory fades and breaks away.
Jesus Christ. I communicate as best I can my vision to the group. Yeah, pretty heavy stuff.
That was that. Yeah,
I mean,
that was a lot.
is that his dad? Is that Silas and his dad? Like, is
Well,
Malthion Silas's dad?
presumably that is what that means, in that Malthion is Silas's / Antoine's dad, which means, firstly, a couple of things. It means that Antoine is very old. Like, if you're saying this is something that you don't recognize, was a long time ago, that means it was insanely old. The other thing I've just thought is, in terms of the preconditions for becoming a Vaneborn, stuff like possessing a public identity of consequence, the denial of former house of inheritance, blah blah blah, whatever. You said that you kind of saw this regal room, 4-poster beds, like innate drapes, stuff like that. So clearly the way that Malthion was able to move kind of unknown throughout history, and the way Silas / Antoine has, is by, as he's done now, taking on these different identities and being someone else in the archives of history. So, one, what was Malthion kind of, ruler of? What kind of inheritance was given up and former house was given up for that? And how long ago was that? Like, is that related to Azureth? It was like, you don't recognize it, but could it have been Azureth a long time ago?
Did you ever meet any of Antoine's family when he was working with yours?
Well, Antoine was family. He was my mum's brother. That's what I knew him as, my mum's brother. But from what we got a little while ago, that was clearly fake, and that he wasn't. But then what was his dad then? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Well, more questions than answers from that, but
yeah, really.
let's just get this. Let's get these Warforged, and let's get back to a secluded location.
So as you make your way to the areas that you were described, westward of the Woodward Quarter, off in the distance over here, you come across to what Elric described as this warehouse that he owns. It's a very simple warehouse. It's like behind some wheat fields, etc. Very secluded. And you walk up to it, and there is just a fairly simple padlock on the front.
Yeah, I feel like this is your park.
Should we just fuck it up?
Get me in there now!
Well, that's all stealth out the window. Can
Right.
you? You must have thieves' tools on you.
I do.
Make a C-stall check for me. They should be in the bottom left when it comes to your proficiencies. It's a simple padlock. 13 is enough to get. It takes you a little while, just you're a bit rusty. But you work your way through it and open up the lock. And these two big, they're like barn doors almost. They open outwards. As you swing open these two big barn doors, it's really sparse in here. There's like bits of hay. Clearly this was used once for a barn for animals or some sort, or maybe it was where they stored wheat. It's now in disuse. And just propped up against the back wall are 5 of these Warforged. Dormant.
5.
They're not working. They're off, or they're not currently, powered. They just lay up across the back. Make an investigation check.
I was
Anyone
about
wants
to.
to.
Well, I want to check for any secret, anything on the floor, or like a secret. Oh fuck!
That was an intimidation. What a roll!
Very nicely done.
Oh,
all right.
back to back, 23.
Investigating around, I'd say. What are you investigating Are you investigating the Warforged themselves? Stuff around the Warforged? What are you guys looking for?
I would be looking at the Warforged themselves.
I'd be looking for a secret room of some sort.
And I'll be looking at human activity, like who's been here. And
I'm looking for any loose change.
Cool. So Yeg, on your 18, you're investigating the Warforged themselves. As you sort of have a look at them, you see that the one furthest to the right of these 5 has clearly been tampered with, investigated. There's a lot of scratch marks around where the shadow glass core sits.
Oh, okay.
Where clearly they've tried to do something. It's like they've used tools in some way, whether it is to extract it, to play around with it, to understand its inner workings, etc. Triple G, and I guess also JAFF, seeing as you're kind of looking at similar-ish things. You look around the floor at some... It's very dusty in here. Clearly there's not been anyone here for a few days. But there is signs of some movement what has just disrupted some of the hay and some of the dust. And you see in the dark little corners of a barrel, there's just a small... It's like a small barrel with a few pieces of parchment on the top. And Kit, you find 7 copper in a pile of like cow poo. You can take. As you go over to this barrel with the pieces of parchment on top, they're fairly simple. It's just a few notes, and it's not from anyone that you know. There is a name. The name is... One second. From Norbit Sprock. There's a note just signed by Norbit Sprock. Basically saying... research into breaking these specimens from their hive mind going poorly, unsure what magic is used to keep these all connected. It feels dangerous.
Do I recognize Norbit Sprock? Is that something?
Make a history check for me.
Histoire.
Give you the help. I'll give you the help action.
Fuck it. 3, 2, 1. Jesus.
It's a gnomish name.
Okay.
That's about as much as you can get from
Sounds gnomish to me, boys.
so even someone living the letters here doesn't know exactly how to control them or...
So I don't want to be like in the radius of it if they get powered on. I mean, they don't have power right now, right? So, I mean, are we good? Like, we could just...
Is the core even in them? Like, is there an empty chest?
because you haven't gone over to the
Well, yeah. So it's more me. So there was scratch marks near it, but does that mean the shadow glass core was missing?
Gildor, do you go over to investigate the
I'm over helping. Yeah.
As you approach, you see that the one that has been tampered with, it's still with it in there, but it's more exposed. There's usually like a very thin layer of like a clear crystalline, almost like almost like a fantastical version of like an epoxy resin that sets over and like keeps it encased. That's been like scraped away, and they've tried to get at the shadow glass core. And as you approach to it with this core exposed, the dark primordial energy within you has like a quick crackle of connection to it. You can feel it wanting to show you something, but at the present your denial and disassociation from that thing within you is stopping it from showing you anything. Do you allow it to show you, or do you hold strong keeping that part of you kept under wraps and under control?
I think that the hubris and probably detrimental wizard's curiosity of Triple G would probably win out, and even at his own cost would succumb just for more knowledge on magic.
As you open up and just release the seals that you're keeping within yourself on this terrible primordial energy, first things first, you have a searing pain in your head as this energy that you've kept under wraps, under control for so long is finally allowed to zap from your core throughout your body, and you just get these flashing images, like almost like you're in a rave, and you're just getting these strobe lights popping up and down, and each one's a different image. You're seeing ruins of a city on a stony surface. It feels like you've been in this region before, but not to this place specifically. Next flash, you go deeper underneath these ruins, deep into the Underdark, under the ground, far, far down below. Another flash, another image. You see the chasm that you've been following opens up, and you see this subterranean city. There are glowing mushroom myconid in the distance, and there are these waterfalls over these glowing crystalline ores just growing out the sides of these sheer underground cliffs. And this subterranean underground city lies before you, and at the center, wearing almost like a headband / crown made of this wrought black infernal iron with black shadow glass crystals sort of interspaced equidistantly around this headband. You see a giant elder brain being shackled down by more of these infernal iron restraints, held down with this band around it with these black shadow glass pieces. And then the last flash, and it disappears.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You said that was like deep underground, right?
Make a survival or a nature check for me, Lou.
Survival's a 3, nature is a 5.
The ruins of the city that you felt like you recognized the region, the rocks felt very reminiscent of Skarnus, and you believe that the city that you looked at first before descending through this pit within the middle of the city was the ruins of Adamantskar in Skarnus.
Holy shit. Okay.
Where was that? Was that the... Wait. Was that the dwarf one in the top right?
No, it's the bottom left, isn't it? The ruins of Adamantskar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The ruin... yeah. Oh, fuck. Well...
Shit.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
That thing.
Where it originated.
You never really went further than here and here. You haven't gone to this part of Skarnus yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're keeping down there then.
Yeah, there's also nothing we can do about that.
Does that also explain how
Shit.
they're adepts at controlling people? Like they took my dad and controlled him, and everyone that seems to go down there seems to lose themselves down there.
Yeah, it's like they specialize in it.
I will also say, for those of you that were with us at the very, very beginning of the campaign, when you met Ganfal for the first time,
Oh my god, yes.
he said that he had been going to the Underdark to study mind flayers, and something happened to him down there that frazzled his brain. He didn't have much of a recollection of what happened, but he had gone to the Underdark to try and investigate mind flayers, and when you found him in that prison, he had gone crazy, and it wasn't until you had taken him to Helm's Basin and you'd ridded him of his addled brain, was he able to tell you this information? He didn't remember what happened to him down there, but that was part of his story before he passed.
Well, wait, which part of Umbrasyl is supposedly in the Underdark? It's the soul, no?
No,
The soul's in the Shadowfell. You don't know what's in the Underdark. You have no idea what's in the Underdark.
Was it not the? I thought it was the body. I thought because there was.
No, well, we don't know where the body is. The body's technically the body. The information belongs in Nordspire. He knows where it is, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's there. The soul is in the thingamabob, the Shadowfell, and the heart is in the house because the guy that bid for that thing that we lost at the auction and his mate played a game of cards for it and he won it.
Yeah, at present, the things you know is that the heart is in the Hells, the soul is in the Shadowfell. You don't know where the body is, and the Underdark, something is going on there.
I presumed that the body was down there, and that was what was kind of sending people nuts. Well, is the Elder Brain something to do with Umbrasyl and its brain? Or I don't know. I'm just kind of making loose connections.
From your image, you could see that the Elder Brain was shackled in place. It was imprisoned in the Underdark.
That's how, if they're going to resurrect Umbrasyl, if you're going to resurrect like an elder being that created this fucking world, and you said, do this, and he was like, no, fuck you, like, you wouldn't be able to do anything. But if they have the elder brain, they'll be able to control it.
Well, that's also how they're controlling these robots as well. They're kind of 2 for 1 in it. Right, okay. Well, the thing is, we can't do anything about that today or tomorrow yet. Like, we can't.
Do you think that... Do you think that... I was actually going to turn to Kit and say, do you think that we could, like, remove one of their heads? Like, even something that has... Even, like, physical evidence that these things are real is kind of what I'm hoping for. If we can't get them to move or animate, like, could Kit sleight of hand one of their heads off or something like that? I don't know.
It's whether or not touching anything about them is going to activate their core in it.
Oh. Bless you. Okay. Yan, do we get a sense that there's, like, looking around, looking at the robots and stuff, am I sort of noticing a stone unturned, or do I kind of feel like that's the end of the road?
Or is that, I'll say that part again.
Do I feel like is there a part that I feel like that's a bit of a stone unturned, or do I feel like that's as much as we're going to get here?
You feel like, you know, there's the conversation of what do you do with these 5 Warforged? Do you leave them? Do you hide them somewhere else? What do you do? Obviously, with Alric dead, you know, this gnomish person, Norbit, might come back and do more research. You don't know about that, but in terms of information, there's no more information to be gathered here. Okay.
Can I also check my pockets to see if the blood vial's still in them?
You check your pockets. The blood vial is still in your pocket.
Okay.
But I think as you're doing this, JAFF, you go to check your pockets, and your 12 silver and 39 gold, 39 copper has been taken.
Right, okay.
Kit didn't realize you were 300 gold in debt and actually have no gold. So he picked the wrong person to rob there.
I'm gonna take on my ghost form, walk inside a Kit, and then make myself materialize again.
All right, so it's now like close to midnight.
Wait, so I've got
your
nothing
plans.
now. I've got nothing.
To try for one of their heads.
You're gonna try and take off one of their heads, you said?
Yeah.
Are you using any magic to aid you in this, or are you going pure brute strength?
I was gonna try and get Kit to like Tinker's tool it or like Thieves tool it off. But
all right, Kit, just give me a flat dexterity check with advantage, because I'm sure Gil will help you.
Yeah.
You jimmy your dagger in where the neck socket is, and you play around in there. You make a couple of scratches and definitely probably break some important arcane engineering, but you do manage to wrench off one of the heads. So you have a head. Jemima watches this with horror because he's looking at these things kind of like his distant cousin,
sorry.
and you've just decapitated it, but he doesn't say anything.
Jemima, do you know of any ways to activate these machines, or it doesn't matter if you don't? It was a long shot, but I thought I'd ask.
I can't say that I do. I just came into existence and in being. These things seem to be different. They are without conscience. They are on and they are off. They do not live. Do I live? He just sort of stares off into the distance to the night sky and contemplates his existence.
Someone has a bag of holding here, don't they?
I do.
Yeah, Jaff does.
Definitely.
Could we put the head in the bag of holding? Would it fit?
Yeah, they take the head will fit. Yeah.
If we leave it in there, then we have the opportune moment to reveal it. If it comes, I'm just thinking, if it gets to a point where we're out in the public and it's now like the jig is up, it's us against them. The more, we have to physically show for it, the better. But anyway, I think we should. Let's get back to the tavern and get a good night's kip.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Where do you want to stay tonight? You've got the Bannered Mule, which is literally where you guys are now, which is this.
I reckon
this
we
pin
stay
here.
down here. Yeah.
Yeah, we could stay down here. It's probably good to mix up where we're staying.
Yeah.
I think it's
you got-
safe as well.
You go to the Bannered Mule, and you see Gaston, because this is where he usually resides and has a drink. He's literally about to end up for the evening, and he sees you walk in, and he trying to keep things on the low. He just sort of nods upstairs and heads upstairs to his room.
I'll pay the keep for the evening and then follow him up.
Are you getting one room for all of you, or are you getting a room each?
I'm going to shrug my shoulders and point at fucking Kit.
I will just pay for one turbo room with like 2 or 3 beds in it.
All right, cool. For the night, it's 1 gold for that room for the night. So you hand over the gold, and you all head up for your turbo room. And Gaston is waiting outside, and just says, "I haven't seen you guys for a few days. I was getting a bit worried, but glad you're all doing okay."
Yeah, all good here. What about you?
Shut up, Gaston. Who even are you?
Oh yeah, who's the fox?
Oh shit.
It's all right. He's cool. He's fine.
It's a long story. It's we've picked a straggler up and now
Basically, I'm a make a wish and I'm following him around.
Oh my god, what's up? Make a deception check for me.
Right. That's normal. What? I clicked it.
He's like, "Oh my god, 1 second." Then he opens up his little pouch and he pulls out 10 gold and puts it in your hand, saying, "I hope whatever you're ill with, you get better soon." And he looks up to you, Jack. You're doing such a good job helping out the other people and trying to bring about these good feelings and these good moments for these people that are less fortunate than you. Obviously, you've grown as a really good man.
Thank you so much for the gold. I have ligma.
What's ligma?
Jeff learned all about it last night.
Well, I won't pry, but have you heard? Gaston goes to you, Jaff. Have you heard anything from Connie and Henry? Are they doing okay in Emberfield?
I haven't heard anything, no, but I'm presuming they're okay with Fontaine. We've learnt a shitload of stuff since we got here. Have you? I mean, I know you're down here mostly, but I mean, in the run up to what's going on day after tomorrow. Have you seen anything? Have you got anything that you can kind of seems out of the ordinary?
I've tried to stay down here as much as I can with the guard presence increasing because of the wedding. I'm just worried that someone might recognise me, and don't want to ruin, your plans or cause you guys to get into any trouble. So I've tried to just keep my head down. Really, everyone's in a good mood for this wedding, but
As
not
they
much
should
that weddings are usually momentous and great occasions, but this wedding of the person that killed my best friend and Jaff's family to his daughter and Jaff's sister is a little bit less joyous, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
But the folk don't know that, so
at least. But,
Gaston, can I ask you a question as someone kind of older than me and probably would remember slightly more? What's your first memory of Antoine?
sort of rubs his temple a second and says, well, I think it would have been when your mum came to Azureth for the first time. The whole of the Platisse family came over from Duskmore, and he was with them. I think I remember he said made like a corny joke when your dad spilt some wine. I don't.
How old was he at that point?
Well, your parents met when they were about 17. I think he's a few years older, so he must have been, early 20s.
Right, okay. And he's aged visibly since, presumably.
Yeah, he ages just like all us regular folk.
Yeah. No, funny. Some of my memories are just... Obviously, I wasn't born yet. Memories are scrambled from the early ages of him. Early ages of me, of him. Yeah.
Oh, Gaston, you've been wonderful to talk to, mate.
Well, I should turn in for the night. If you need me, I'll be here.
Absolutely. Fist bump.
He grabs your hand, thinking you're going for a handshake, and then awkwardly tries to bring you in for like an embrace.
Why does everyone do that?
Sorry, I'm not down with the kids. I'm not cool and young and hip.
No worries, Gaston.
In my day, we just handshake and maybe throw in a little bow.
Handshake and a little kiss.
So, good night.
All right.
And as you all head into your turbo room and fall asleep, do you want to roll, Jaff?
Yeah, go on.
As you wake up in the morning, you will wake up long rested. You get all your spells back, health back, etc.
Thank you.
And Kit, you have no gold, no silver, and no bronze, and no copper on your person. It has been thieved in the night.
I have nothing on me, no?
No coins. Your entire money bag has been taken.
And it's now the morning.
It's now the morning, yes.
I'm smashing shit about. I'm fucking flipping tables. I'm fucking pissed.
Whoa!
I'll get my fucking money!
Calm down. We've only rented the room.
Where the fuck did it go?
I paid for it. Calm down.
I knew he
What
was
do you
wrong
mean?
in this one. We should get rid of him.
500 gold has been stolen from me.
Is that how much you want?
500 gold.
Mate,
Who would do this, Kit? Who would have you stolen from someone who would then feel the need to steal back from you recently?
I've not stolen from anyone.
I don't fucking believe I've watched you steal from like 3 people in the last 2 days.
That's a lie.
Well,
500 fucking been robbed.
We'll look for it today, Kit. We'll look for it today.
It was one of you. I know it.
I'm sure you've just put it down somewhere, okay?
I think I heard someone break in last night.
It's always in the last
I would have
place to
fucking
look.
heard it. I sleep cuddling it. So who fucking took it?
Mate, I just woke up. I just woke up.
Careful, Yeg's not had his fucking honey toast yet.
I need
Kit,
my
you went to
matcha.
bed cuddling your coin purse, and you woke up instead cuddling a bone of a boar.
That's it. I backflip off the bed. Who wants it then?
Please.
Kit, you need to relax, dude. I'm freaking out.
I pulled 500 gold out of the 8 grand in my purse. I want to pay on a friend a long time ago. Just have 500 gold.
Right, so was it you then? I take the 500 gold out of his hand.
Cool. So,
Right, I'll let it go. But if this happens again, right, one of your heads is coming off.
Okay.
I mean, I just gave you 500 gold. For fuck's sake.
all right. So you wake up. You have the whole day before the wedding. What do you guys? We can. I don't know if there's anything major you guys are trying to do. So if you want to just blitz through anything you want to do in the preparation for tomorrow.
Can I track? Oh well, we're a bit far, but I want to track down to Zero. I kind of need to know what we're doing. To be fair, I'm a bit pressed about this whole performance thing, and I'm just gonna wing it. It's like that's crazy. So I should go find her.
We do ultimately need to strike out a fully fledged plan and backup plan.
You're right.
All right. So you head to Midspire, to the Artisan's Crown, where there's where Tazira is getting everyone ready at the Bronze Lyre Amphitheatre. She sees you approaches. Yeg, amazing. I've been actually meaning to see you. So I'm assuming you've learnt the solo. You're ready. You're all good to go.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. So let's just do a dress rehearsal right now. I assume you don't need any of your any of your notes or anything. So you guys are gonna be backup singers. If you want to stand behind, the plan is on the day we're all going to meet here early morning. We'll be escorted to the castle, to the citadel, before the wedding. We will be into the main hall before everything has started. The nobility will be seated, and any other esteemed guests will be there. And then, as the wedding begins, as the bride and groom enter, we will begin. We will sing our duet, the two of us, with our backing singers, hopefully holding their key in the background. And we have our duet. Then the service will begin. The couple will, the officiant will speak some ceremonial dialogue. They will do their vows. They will then have a short conversation, making sure that there is nothing about the wedding that makes it unlawful. And then we will have the final binding between the officiant, and after the final binding, we will then sing a very classical wedding march. Whilst they then go and enjoy the rest of the days as a married couple.
That's really
nice. Places, people, places.
Okay,
and
dress rehearsal, guys.
Everyone begins to shuffle off. I'm going to need everyone to make a performance check with disadvantage because none of you have read any
I swear I said at one point I was reading through the notes.
You can make yours flat. Everyone
I'll
else with
make mine
disadvantage.
flat, I accept. Bloody 14.
I'm gonna wait no. I'm gonna stand there entirely still and attempt to go invisible.
Unfortunately, it's not dim light or dark where you stand, where you are. you all begin to sing. So Jeff, Triple G, and Kit, you are very much keeping your voices low, just trying to backing sing and hum along with the tune. There's a couple of times where the backing track is meant to like increase in tempo, and you're really lagging behind it off key, but you're not singing loud enough to be very noticeable. Yeah, towards the beginning, you're a little bit rough. You hadn't warmed up your voice this morning, and you forget a few of the words. But by the middle and the end, you've sort of got back into your flow of things, and you have managed to do a good little job. As it comes to an end, Tazira is, by the way, absolutely amazing. Like, she can tell she has been preparing for this every day since you found out, hours and hours and hours, like every day. Just all she has thought about is this song, and she is really hitting those notes. And as it comes to an end, she breathes out and says, "Okay, guys, that was good. We have the rest of the day to practice, so I expect you all to do some practice in your own time. Yeah, just just come here 1 second.
Yeah. What do you need?
That was a one-off for you, right? Like I know what you're capable of. You know, did you have some like, as in that wasn't your best work, if I'm being completely honest. Was it? Did you just like? Did you not have any honey in your tea today? Is that hurt your throat? Your throat muscles not
quite critical of me there, Sarah.
Well, it's just this is.
I need more yes
really
men in my life, and no, you're right. You're right. I listen. I'm gonna own up to something. I didn't learn that. I didn't. We've uncovered something, and it took all of my time. So I'm sorry. That was a one-off because I was lying through my teeth and I was winging it.
Well, I can't say I'm not a little bit hurt. I thought you'd have known how important this was to me.
I know.
But
I know.
There's something about you. I just want to believe in you, and I know that you won't let me down when it comes to it. I know that you'll make sure this goes smoothly, and that you're not going to do anything to jeopardize this chance for me. I really.
Oh, absolutely.
I really want this to work.
Yeah.
And maybe once this is done, I mean, it's been so crazy. I know you've been really busy and I've been really busy. Maybe once this is all done, we can celebrate, go and have a drink. You know, last time we had to run off after we got that bottle
drink
of
where
wine
we aren't cut short.
Yeah,
that would
a proper.
Yeah.
She sort of smiles and says, and yeah, I just love to, spend some time with you once it's all over, and not have to worry too much about getting ready for a show or having you run off and do something else.
Yeah, trust me, I don't want to live this life either. So hopefully our paths will cross in a more relaxed setting.
Make an insight check for me.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
She's sort of looking at you like she's a little bit short. You're quite short, but she's even shorter than you. Like not by a lot, by like an inch or two maybe. So she's kind of looking up at you a little bit, and she goes to say something and sort of stutters on her word and says, well, yeah, I guess I'll see you in the morning. I have some work to do. I have to prepare the percussionists. And,
absolutely.
I mean, the string quartet, they're
need work.
They're a nightmare, honestly. But yeah, they need some work. It's not my real crew. Unfortunately, I haven't got the people that I would have chosen if I was doing this myself. But beggars can't be choosers.
Well, no worries. We will not.
Sopranos can't be altos. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'll see you here at dawn.
Early morning. We'll be here.
Early morning. Perfect. Don't forget your outfits. And she obviously she reminds you of all the black garbs. Oh, yeah, you've got a white and an equivalent one in white, and she's obviously wearing an equivalent one in red. Don't forget your outfits.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. See you soon. And she sort of lingers for a second, unsure whether to like shake your hand, going for a hug, going for like a touchy, and she sort of just slowly turns and walks away.
Yeah. We read that scene together. That was really nice. Man. Right. Boys. Where are you? Singing?
I think I'm trying my best to hide behind Kit and Triple G as much as I
I'm
can.
furiously stretching, like furiously.
Anxiety reducing.
So that was painful to watch, Yeg.
What do you mean?
I mean,
don't
of all of us that
hang on,
have been
hang on.
romantic, you'd be the
Who
one.
are you? Who are you? You nearly got murdered by a 50 Shades of fucking Grey guy. So how about you chill the fuck out?
Don't judge me.
Well, you're judging me, but
Rescue me.
I didn't even do anything or say anything, and you just came out and began going, "Oh,
I'm
that's
hardly
fucking
judging
embarrassing."
you. I'm hardly judging you. This is like the 7th interaction we've had with this girl, and every single one of them have gone poorly. That's not judging. That's a trend.
That's do you
Yeah,
know-
are we currently performing as we speak?
No.
These are rehearsals, and we're having an argument mid-rehearsal.
Because I'm not going to lie, I was about to start fucking going ball. See you, and I'm going to point. Is there people around us as well?
The crowd's beginning to disperse, but there are still people that are hanging around, you know, talking about the music and stuff.
See you, watch this. I'm going to start fucking going ham.
Make a performance check for me.
Going ham in what way?
I would have roll a dice. Roll a performance check for me. I'll tell you what your going ham is.
What, is he doing backflips or
Can I give him actions to go on?
You give him the help action.
I'm like, fuck it up, kid.
What do you?
As I'm doing it, I'm singing that. Rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by a bazooka. Fuck it. And I'm just dancing, freestyling. I'm gonna spin on my head as well. Can I do that?
can I do that?
You can do that, most definitely. You get two varying reactions. You get a few of like the very snobby like music connoisseurs, like sort of looking at you with a bit of disgust, and then you get a few more people that are like younger, who clearly have like a bit more progressive in their music taste, who are like kind of bopping their head a little bit. One of them is like pulls out a little piccolo flute and just sort of does a little riff as you dance to it, and like, you know, turns a little bit of a jam.
I'm gonna take my mask off and like lob it on the floor and like kind of point at it like as in like put money in there, come on. And then I'm gonna carry on like dancing.
On your 21 performance check, you get 3 gold and 8 silver.
3 gold.
Triple G is watching a fox do a head spin and has a sudden realization that the prior companion we had before this fox literally got resurrected by the god of war after one of the most noble, epic fights of all time, and can't help but realize it's not a like-for-like replacement.
I will say it was the god of justice, not god of war, but close enough.
He certainly wasn't doing head spins in the local
The local choir.
yeah, at band camp. Have you seen that clip on Camp Rock where they're all like marching through the forest like Camp Rock?
Alright, so are you finding somewhere to have a discussion about tomorrow's plan?
I say we discuss it and then just blitz through this day, boys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Cool. You go to a very bougie, like eccentric wine bar in the arts district, and you're welcome to purchase a bottle of wine for 2 gold and have your conversations about whatever you want to do.
100%.
I'm going to be like, you know what, boys? I've got this one. And I'm going to bring out a 500 gold pouch and very slowly take out 2 gold and pay for it.
Good man, Jeff. About time.
So, let's not deliberate over this too much, because ultimately we've been building this for a long time.
Yeah.
And the more we overthink it, the more likely it'll go wrong. Also, chances are it's going
gonna
to
change
go
immediately.
wrong anyway.
Yeah. So we'll enter into the wedding with the band, going
Yes.
undercover in the black robes. Love that.
We should stick with a band until... I mean, I think part of the plan was always me. Tonight, I probably will sneak up there with Kit and lay out some glyph of wardings with explosions, like fireballs in them.
Yeah.
Then that way, we can have a huge explosion go off, cause chaos, and then get in as quickly as possible. If that rough outline of a plan makes sense, come in with a band, get to a prime location, watch what happens for a bit. I'll set an explosion off, or a couple of explosions off, and then in the chaos we get in, and from there roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Well, get in. Presumably, we'll already be in. Like, we'll be in
Well,
amongst
yeah.
the wedding.
Yeah, but like getting as close to
Yeah.
him as we can.
Yeah.
Some things we need to. It's less a plan and more we need to. I believe we need to put in place like stops, like hard and fast. Are we pushing for combat?
Well, we've got to be, haven't we?
Okay. Are we doing it? Even if he challenges us in open combat, are we going to continue with it?
Well, I say we have a safe word to bail on the combat if we realise we're way out of our depth.
I was going to say, is it a fight to the death, or if we're starting to lose, are we fleeing?
Well, no, we'll have to. Like, there's no point in us dying here on our sword, kind of thing. Like,
In that case, I'm going to have to have Featherfall ready.
Yeah, I think we have the backup plan of like fleeing if needed, but we have a safe word for that. If it starts going bad, then we shout the safe word. We get the fuck out of there as soon as we can. But if we start chunking him, then like we start chunking him.
Yeah, I
Would the
actually
safe
do
word
agree.
be, should be Ganfal or something? Or
Ganfal.
Zarlok, yeah.
Ganfal's
Zarlok or
big.
Ganfal.
I like Ganfal.
I think it would be insulting to shout Zarlok's name and then
Yeah,
flee,
do you know, I was
considering what he stood for.
just thinking that. He's kind of like
That's
a
true.
stick his head in.
Who was that chimpy fucking that chimpy druid who we just left and was annoying the
what?
whole time?
Snow.
Snow. I think Snow. He was the type to run away. Also, Snow can be the safe word.
Snow teleported. Listen, yeah, whatever. Snow. I'm okay with that.
And our escape plan should be stick near me and we'll run to an edge and I'll cast Featherfall.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that's cool.
I've got darkness and stuff and a couple of different spells we can maybe use to kind of like help our escape as well if need be. So
Right, the next deliberating we need to do is, what about your sister? If she's bulky, are we going to kill her?
That is a tough question, but it needed to be asked. So thank you, Gil, for taking the brunt of that.
in the most honest way possible, I'm going to find it incredibly difficult to murder my own sister.
So you want me to do it? That's
No,
okay.
that's
Kit would probably gladly do it.
Yeah, with a smile as well.
I didn't mean it as in someone else should do it. I meant it more in the fact
You
of,
don't want
like,
it to happen, full stop.
Yeah, I mean,
She's your sister,
like,
and you love her very much.
I mean,
and-
if Fallon started moving a bit booky, granted you did kill your dad, I know, but you didn't really know him. If Fallon started moving a bit booky, would you be like, yeah, okay, one of you boys just stick the knife in her heart?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. What I'm saying is, I can see, fundamentally, fighting
She's gonna be
Silas
booky.
or Antoine, yeah, is very cut and dry. Either we're going to beat him, or it very quickly becomes apparent he's way stronger than us. So that's
Yeah.
fine. The hinging point becomes on whether she's booky, how long we're going to try and tend persuading her, or I'll tell you what, I'm gonna start ritual casting divination.
That's a really good shout.
Your super weakness is a goal event activity coming further than 7 days. Cool. Alright, ask away.
I'm gonna ask Mistra how corrupted has my companion's sister become? Is she salvageable?
Beyond saving. Yeah.
You take a second to focus on your connection to the weave. Every particle, every piece of energy, every living thing connected by an invisible sewing needle going throughout the entire universe. And you follow that needle across the planes to where Mistra is currently residing, and you ask this question. And you hear just in the back of your head this soft voice from Mistra. And she says, "The girl's soul is pure, but her mind is invaded with rot, with necrotic modifications to what she believes to be the truth. She is salvageable, but just know at the moment she is delicate, and you should proceed with caution."
I communicate Mistra's words to the group.
No one is particularly restoratory in terms of their magic, are they?
No.
It,
Okay.
Yeah. So we've kind of just got to like knock that one on the head and just kind of see what happens and see if we can figure something out.
Yeah. I mean, it's salvageable. We'll again, I feel like that's something.
I think we just try and get her out of there. Don't hurt her, just try and get her out, no matter what.
Yeah, I agree with that at the very least. All right, so
That's it.
that
pretty
is
much.
it. Yeah, that. So who's gonna be the one to maybe instigate with Antoine? That how do we kind of maybe hope to run into him, or
I mean,
what's the word I'm looking for?
we can't fuck about. We're just gonna have to literally outright engage him. We're gonna have JAFF up front. Me and you bringing up the semi-rear, and then Kit can
Just
hide
hover.
in through the shadows and strike when advantageous.
Shit,
Yeah,
good point.
I'm probably the one who has to go loud
Yeah,
at some point,
Loud and dumb.
considering my blood. Like
Also, from a external standpoint, that's probably our best hope. If you fully come out with the "I am Azuran" returning, like if we build that narrative, you know, if we're gonna have bad publicity, we might as well try and get that message across.
yeah, get ahead of it.
We're coming to restore the throne, etc., etc. But other than that, let's just not overthink it and let's just get some kip.
yeah.
Actually, whilst you lot get some kip, I'm gonna ask Kit, could you escort me up to the wherever the things are going to take place tomorrow night, and I want to start laying some glyph of wardings down.
Okay, so you head up towards Crownspire. Now the wedding is going to happen at the Citadel, which is this thing up here. Actually, I even say, as you come up, you can actually have a look at the whole Citadel.
Also, just quickly, I wanna like knowingly nod at Yeg and again Jaff that I am purposely asking Kit alone. Like I want some alone time with Kit, and like give him sort of look to be like I'm sort of, let's just let it be us two.
Thumbs up.
So you guys head up, the two of you alone, to
Jesus.
the Golden Citadel. You are at the highest point you could possibly be on Brimstone Peak. The peak of the mountain is just behind, because there is no way you could build a castle at that point. But the first place where there was space to put a castle at this top point, they built the Golden Citadel. It's beautiful. These white marble pillars and walls just draped in gold detailing with green as well, just to the colours of Azureth and of Northspire. There is a heavy guard presence. You guys are probably the other side of the bridge. There's a heavy guard presence around here. Where are you looking to put some of these glyphs? You don't have to put them within the citadel itself. You can put them anywhere within Crown Spire in theory, because you guys are like here, basically, and then there's the bridge going across there.
I want to put these glyph of wardings in a place where they'll do maximum structural damage and minimal civilian damage.
They're not on this image, but along. So yeah, they are kind of, these pillars here are like guard post towers, and then along these sides of the bridge, there are loads of stone gargoyles and figures. The bridge itself is probably too sturdy to destroy with these glyphs. They're thick pillars of stone, but the gargoyles and these towers to the sides, they could definitely be destroyed by I reckon 2 glyphs would destroy a tower, 1 glyph would destroy a gargoyle.
Okay. And also what I envision, or what I'm aiming for as well, is I'd like mass, I want people fleeing. I want chaos, to where we'll be able to cut through a crowd and be masked by that. So these are the kinds of things that I'm thinking of as I'm laying these glyphs, basically.
So you think in order for chaos, your best place would be actually, around the citadel itself, but the risk of that is you have to go through guards to get to that area. This area you can get around and keep your head down low, and i.e. the DC for stealth checks along here is a lot lower than it is if you to go here. However, the reward for going around here is you would produce much more chaos, because it'll be the actual castle being, blown up in places, as opposed to the areas around the castle. Those are the options. Now, you could inscribe the glyphs onto items and have Kit go and place them. Obviously, as the more stealthy person, but that involves A, believing Kit will put them where you want him to put them, and B, obviously Kit has to get them. Also, those items have to stay there. They don't have to be misplaced or taken away if they're found by guards, for example.
I have disguised self, so I'm going to kneel down to Kit and say, okay, this is my plan. I'd like to get a bit closer and lay some glyphs down so the explosions can cause maximum confusion at the time. I'm thinking if I disguise self right now as a god, and I carry you up there as if you're injured, that's enough of an alibi to get a little bit closer, maybe. And then we kind of wing it from there. You're a good liar. This is your thing. What do you think?
My leg!
Yeah. Okay, I disguise self as the most regally high-ranking guard that I have seen and can copy. Someone who would be able to be like, I'm higher ranked than you, fuck you, get out of the way, sort of thing.
Around here, you notice that the uniform for these crown guards are slightly different to the uniforms below. Make a history check to determine what the logical attire would be for a higher ranking guard in this region. Roll it flat for me.
Shit, sorry.
It's okay.
History. Where the fuck's it gone? There it is.
That's so real.
You do your best to disguise yourself as a captain of the Crown Guard. And as you stand there, you are... I'm assuming you're keeping your face covered in a helmet, or are you having your face on show?
I will do whatever is traditional for the guard. If their face is out, then so be it. I'm just a face of a person I walk past in the street. Fuck it.
Okay, so yeah, your face is out, and you begin your walking over with Kit in your arms. A guard sees you, and is Captain. Where are you? Where are you going?
There's no time to talk.
I'm like striding as confidently as someone with somewhere to be, and I say, "Be about your business, guard. I'm escorting an injured individual up to the keep where he can get proper medical aid. It's none of your business. Keep eyes peeled. It's an important day tomorrow. We don't want any weird shit happening the night before." And I just fucking keep walking.
Make a deception check with advantage.
Oh, I'm not very good at this, Kit. I've got to see it wrong. No, I'm going to use my 18 portent.
Very
18 portent.
nice.
Okay.
I can't on 7.
As your voice begins to waver in your lie, and the guard starts to like, guard starts to think like, this guy's
As
rubbish.
I begin to bottle it, I pinch Kit as hard as I physically can.
And as
my leg!
And as Kit screams, you use that moment to sort of use a little bit of divinatory magic and send an image into this guard's head of him seeing you earlier today walking around. And that is enough for him to believe that you are actually a captain of the guard. Says, apologies, I just doing my duty, but yes, I'll keep my eyes peeled. And he stands tall at attention, spear at his side, looking straight ahead as you walk past him.
Oh, fuck, good boy. I whisper into Kit's ear. Hold on, Kit, keep going, we're nearly there. How close are we now?
You are now basically at these steps heading up to the outer entrance. Door gates are open. There are loads of guards around, but none of them are, you know, they're not, you have a reason to be here now, obviously, as you've already got ahead of the guards that were kind of here.
I come up to somewhere that looks like structurally, you know, ideal to start placing these glyphs, and I'll put Kit down as if I need to like rest, as if, you know, I've walked up a flight of stairs up a mountain with Kit in my arms, and as I'm kneeling down, I'm going to put my palm up against the like lower part of the structure and put all three, well, whatever you would guide as a DM to put like maximum efficiency up, I'm going to put out 3 glyphs basically.
Are you going for one big explosion, or are you trying to lay these explosions out throughout? Because your options, you could, in theory, do like one big explosion and take out like one of these towers and have an entire tower fall and break off. Or you could, you know, put a few explosions in different places and just have them go off as like sort of big bombs. They probably won't do as much structural damage, but it might, you know, whatever you think would cause more panic is, I guess, a you decision.
Is the second option locked behind more rolls?
The second option would involve you moving around more, you know, so that would, you know, who knows what would happen.
Okay, I'm going to put one glyph down here and scoop Kit back up, and I'm going to walk in another direction and out loud say, "It's okay, little one, we're nearly there. Just hold on. I'm sorry it's taken so long," and keep moving.
All right, I'm going to roll a d20 luck check. You do not want a 1, a 2, or a 3. 18. You get to the next place where you think would be a good place to put a glyph of warding.
Yeah, another one goes down.
Another one goes down. You go to the final place?
Yeah.
All right. Now you don't want a 5 or lower.
Oh.
On that nat 1. As you round the corner, you bump into another guard walking that way, and he is wearing the exact same armor as you, and he is another captain of the guard. He looks at you in your eyes, furrows his brow, looks at the fox in front of you in your arms, and says, "Stop. You don't belong here. I know all the guards. There are only 2 other captains here alongside myself, and you are neither of them."
As we bump into each other, I chuck Kit at him, as if not like in his face, but I just like flick Kit as if to be like catch him. And as he's in the air, I'm furiously moving my hands to cast suggestion, and I say, once a spell is cast, you're going to turn around and walk away as if nothing happened. You're not going to remember this interaction, and you're going to go about your nightly routine as if it was. And I'm going to cast suggestion on him.
All right, your DC is 17, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's a what save? Wisdom save. All right, he's a captain of the guard. He's going to get a +5 to this roll, so you need an 11 or lower.
Okay, I'm going to give him 11.
Oh, clutch. Clutch. Okay.
Tasty.
Just as he goes to this like very ornate long sword on his hip, but just as his hand is on the hilt ready to slide it out, you fling Kit in the air. He fumbles back in for a second, and as he looks up, the trance just takes him in his mind. He takes his hand off his sword, turns exactly 180 degrees on hill, and just marches off and turns around and goes away.
Okay. I put the glyph down as quickly as I've ever cast a spell in my life, and I whisper to Kit, "I'm out of portent by Kit, we need to go."
All right, just to make sure, your last luck check. There is now some tension in your
stop
wanders.
rolling luck checks, man.
You you don't want a 5 or lower. Fine. You managed to get out.
Unlucky for some, baby.
Let's go. You just managed to get out through the front, head past the initial guards, and you have dropped your glyphs around. I should have actually asked, sorry, what are your triggers for them to go off?
Skadoosh.
If I whisper the word explode, they go off.
Okay. So, Kit, honestly, is actually so disappointed that you've just said that.
I'm walking down the steps. I'm talking at Kit. I'm not even looking at her in my arms as I go, "Kit, did you fucking see me out there? I was fucking amazing. I lied so many times and we got away with it."
I didn't even have to lie for you. I actually am very proud.
Kit,
we would have got away because I would have stepped in, but you done extremely well.
Kit, you know you're a bad info. I dragged you away, Kit, to give you some sort of fucking speech about, you know, how I'm your elder and how you're getting involved in all this shit. And instead I've just lied to a load of people and changed a man's memory. This is your influence on me. Your lying is... I'm lying because you're lying.
Am I influencing you, or is this your true destiny to be a liar?
Can I make a wisdom saving throw against that, please?
You may indeed. You believe it is your true destiny to grow up and become a liar. You know, you now no longer believe you are the master of mages. You are the master of deceit.
She makes a mental note that he must enlist to the Grey Lanterns in the morning immediately. This is my life.
I can see it, like, just from you speaking then. I can take over of the Master of Mages for you if you would like.
Really? You would do that?
Yeah, just the name of it sounds pretty cool. I have no idea what it does, but
it's that
title sounds pretty cool.
It's a lot of legal work. Like, Master of Mages questions on a Wednesday is just a fucking ball ache, mate.
How about I take the title and you do the admin? Fair.
How about stop robbing the adventuring party that we've formed, that you're a part of, and I'll agree to you being able to call yourself Master of Mages.
And you take that title away from yourself, but you do all the admin, deal? plus 200 gold.
What if I say you're assistant master of mages?
Executive manager, and I'll take it.
Okay, I'll shake his hand.
I did say 200 gold as well, so you shook on that.
I say, oh yeah, by the way, Jeff took your 500 gold.
Joke's on you, it wasn't 500, it's 300, so love for that. So I am now up 500 gold.
As we are walking down, though, I would like to say, all jokes aside, Kit, just before we get back to the others, I wanna make something abundantly clear to you, Kit. I don't judge you for the life that you lead, and I don't judge you for the lies that you tell and the money that you take and the things that you do, because not everyone can grow up in a noble house like JAFF or travel as freely and as carelessly as YEG, or be as privileged to have the support system that I had. You've had it tough, Kit, but I need you to understand that if you come with the three of us tomorrow, that is it. There is no going back. You won't be a low-level street urchin thief. You will be, for all accounts, a terrorist, because tomorrow we are going to be brandished most likely as villains, and we will be world-renowned for what we do. So if you're willing to come with us, we've welcomed you. I know that JAFF and YEG do care about you, and that your behaviour isn't like a make or break thing, but I need you to understand that this isn't like this part where, like, if we get caught and they take you and they slit your throat, and that's me watching that happen, or tomorrow you die, or, you know, it goes wrong. That's not a joke anymore. Like this, I am willing to go up there tomorrow and die if it means that Jaff's sister can break free of this curse, and that Azuran and Azureth will be okay. I fundamentally believe that is part of the destiny of the people that is in this adventuring party. But if it's not, then I need you to know that is not just, this isn't something you have to sleepwalk into.
Oh, listen, I'll be honest here, and I'm not very honest very often. I'll put my hands up. I actually have nothing to live for. Like, I have nothing to my name. I have 500 gold in my pocket. Most of that's from you, right? I get into a lot of trouble for being a cunt 24/7. And I love it. But at the end of the day, when I go home and I'm laying in bed or hanging from a fucking beam, like, I do think to myself, fuck me, like, it would be nice to, like, chill with, like, someone that I love, but I don't have that, and I don't think I'll ever have that. So doing something good for once might actually make me feel a bit better. So I might joke around tomorrow, but that's probably because it might be, and will most definitely be, a front, because I'm shitting myself.
I want you to know that part of my arcane ability is to glimpse into the future, and I'm still also shitting myself. So it's okay, and I honestly appreciate your honesty so much. I never expect to get this again, so this is one of the biggest cherished moments I've had in a long time. And lastly, no matter what happens, and no matter what YEG or me or JAFF says or anyone else says, be Kit, be you. Don't play nice. Don't be you. Be the little shit that you are. Because I don't love JAFF because he agrees with everything. If anything, we hardly ever see eye to eye. And I don't love YEG because he conforms to everything that we do. It's because no matter what, when things go wrong or when we choose to do things, we're in it together, and it is the four of us, and the buck stops at that. So from tomorrow, you are one of the four of us.
I think, as you've seen, I don't change for anyone because I couldn't give a fuck. So today might be a good day because I've gone up 500. But tomorrow could be the day I die. And I'm as happy as I am now as I will be tomorrow. Come on then!
Get fucking voice down. We're nearly away.
Sorry. My leg!
And I run back to the hostel.
Cool. So you guys all meet back at the Banner Mule in the Foothold. Is there anything you guys are trying to do today before the day ends, or are we fast forwarding to?
I'm definitely
morning?
practicing. I'm gonna
make a
up.
performance check for me as you're practicing.
Yeah.
On a 17, you practice to the point where tomorrow you will roll with advantage.
Nice.
And you'll also be able to give 1d4 to one of the others backup singers, i.e. one of the rest of the party.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Okay, anything else, or are we going to begin the day of the wedding?
I think let's do it.
Okay,
Let's go.
so you get an early night knowing you have a big day ahead of you, and the morning comes, and you have a nice early start as the sun rises and dawn begins. You wake, you get yourselves up, you get dressed in your attire, and you head to the amphitheatre in Midspire to meet with Tazira and the rest of the singers. You get up there and Tazira is stressing out. She is like pacing nervously. She sees you guys coming over. Yeg, she immediately runs over to you and just hugs you.
Yeah.
And says, "Please tell me to be okay. Please tell me to be okay. I'm so
Gonna
nervous.
be
I'm so
okay.
nervous."
Dude, it is gonna be so chill.
She's like, I don't want it to go wrong. I really want it to go well.
It'll
This has to be
go just fine. Don't even worry about it. He's
Thank
a
you.
plonker anyway, so let's just impress everyone else.
She squeezes your hand and says, "Thank you. I'm looking forward to this to be all over and we can go get that drink."
Exactly. It's what it's building
Okay.
towards.
Yeah. So, I think we should head up there. Everyone's dressed. Everyone looks good. Let's make our way up.
Let's make our dreams come true, boys.
So you guys reach the bottom of Crown Spire and you begin your journey up towards the Golden Citadel. You are surrounded by 6 Royal Guard that are the ones that are sort of escorting you up from the amphitheatre up to the Citadel. They're pretty chill and relaxed. They've clearly got the most boring job of the day. And as you walk through the city, there are just people out, standing outside of their homes, staring up as you guys wander up. People are celebrating. There are small, little, almost every side street is a different set of festival, and there's street food, and there's gaming stalls, and there's little puppet shows for the kids, of weddings and the princess and Antoine getting married. It's all celebration. And you reach the base of the Golden Citadel, and the front doors open into a space of just breathtaking beauty. White marble dominates everything, polished to a complete and utter mirror sheen, just reflecting the weight of expectation. As you walk through the various halls, you then reach these 2 large, thick oak wooden gates, these big doors, and they open up to the main hall where the wedding is going to take place. It's just a hall stretching long and wide, symmetrical in its shape. There's sweeping curves that go like these sweeping curves around, and a staircase up to where an officiant is standing waiting. Tall columns line either side of the hall. Let me just pull this up. Like draped with these red ribbons from the columns to where these beautiful windows are. Sunlight pours in from these high unseen windows, just casting these long shadows across the floor, and the light catches in the air, just illuminating everything with a soft glow. You see that nobility are already seated. They are seated sort of alongside here, as well as sort of up. There's a higher region up here they're seated in. They're in like tiered rows that rise slightly above the central aisle. Towards the front are the more great houses. You actually recognise a few people. You see Cassian Velin, the elderly gentleman, with a seat next to him that's empty, where you can only assume Alric Dura should be sitting. And JAFF, you notice the person that you impersonated, Lord Dane, is also seated there. Their seats just marked subtly by gold inlay, embroidered banners of their house sigils over the backs. And then behind them are lesser houses, other political figures, wealthy merchants, etc. It just forms a quiet hierarchy of influence. As the murmuring begins to quiet, Tazira looks at you, Yeg, and says, "Now's our moment. Let's
fucking
do it."
this.
She stands and she produces like a arcane miniature. It was like almost like a pixie that like flies up, made of just like magic, holding a conductor's baton, and this like ethereal pixie begins to get you already in position and does the conducting. As the performance begins, I would need everyone to make a performance check. Yeg has given you an extra D4 to add to that roll. Yeg, you can make yours with advantage.
Ah, hell yeah. Performance, let's go. Oh. I should have Bardic inspired people before we started. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Gildor, I need a performance check and add a D4 to it as well.
Oh shit! Sorry, I thought you just asked Yeg.
No, you're all here singing.
Oh, fucking hell, boys.
The pixie begins conducting, and it's not great. Let's see what Tazira gets. She gets a plus 8 to her performance. She's like the great ever. But she gets advantage as well. 21. Okay. So,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tazira, her voice is beautiful, and as she begins the duet. So you guys' background singing isn't too mad at the beginning. You're just very like low hums. As she begins this beautiful beginning, like it starts off really soft. It's like a proper power ballad, very Adele-esque. And as she reaches her high speaker, her crescendo, that's when Yeg's meant to come in. And as the conductor brings down, ready to like hit that peak, and the woodwind instruments all come in, the brass starts going, the flutes and the oboes and the tubas and the violins, and Yeg, you go to play your lute and hit your high note, you're just slightly out of key, and Tazira looks over and is like and then at that point the backing singers start to sing as well, and you're all out of tune, and it's not going particularly well, and as you all start to sing, Sylvie and Antoine Platisse begin to walk down the aisle.
Oh, what a little tart.
Sylvie is gorgeous. She has this silvery white hair in these beautiful braids hanging down the back of her neck, in a very traditional white wedding dress, lace at the sides, really long veil, really long gown stretching behind her as they walk up to the top of the dais. Antoine Platisse. Yes?
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. If it does come to it and we end up rolling initiative, we can see their health bars again. Just so you know.
Thank you. The H bar here. Let me see. Save.
Also, while we've stopped, Jan, when I look around, obviously there are houses that there are people here who've kind of come to prominence since Antoine's been in charge. Are there any kind of houses that I recognise as having been loyal to my father?
Make a perception check for me.
Also, ballpark, how many people are in this room right now?
There are probably somewhere between 50 and 100. That's the region we're looking at. It's nobility. It's only the wealthiest of the wealthy. It's not exactly a crazy affair at the moment.
And if I was to look out the window, can I see the regions of where I put my glyphs?
Yes, you can see they're sort of out of these windows behind you. So like from, oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Like you're looking, if you look out of that window, they're like just behind that bit, but like obviously a fair way away. You're now in the sort of central region of here. A lot of the houses that that are here, you do not recognize. One that you do recognize on that 17 perception is House Crestwind. They are like a very, very old set of nobles who, when they were at the beginning of when Northspire sort of began in its early days, they lived in the footholds. They weren't nobles particularly, and they became basically like the community leaders for the footholds, and they're the ones that negotiated long before your father, which is like we're talking generations ago. They're the ones that negotiated for the foothold to be its own independent place, but to still have the power and the protection of Northspire. And just as time went on, because they were pragmatic and they were very respected, and they also had the interests of the lower tiers at heart, they then become nobles, and they still have their honorary house within the footholds, but they actually do live now up in High Spire with the rest of the nobles. But House Crestwind, and you see that the elderly sort of leader of the house, Lord Tylus Crestwind, is sat there. He's the only real noble that you recognise as being a outright supporter of your father.
So
I'll even say
overwhelmingly.
The room is overwhelmingly the merchant stuff. You have no idea, but in terms of a lot of the nobles here were people that still existed when your father was in charge, but weren't they didn't love or hate him. They weren't people that were like a devout follower of your father. House Crestwood are the exception. They were people that really, really cared for your father, because he also was like them and supported the lower tiers, the low spire and the footholds, and had their best interests at heart. Whereas clearly Antoine has the wealthier merchants and the more rich nobles at that prominence in his plans.
Okay.
So yeah, as Sylvie and Antoine walk up, Antoine is wearing a ceremonial suit of armor. It's weird in its creation because it's clearly trying to be this like silver, white, platinum, shiny beacon of good and the colors of Azureth and Azureth, but it has his personal style on it. The banding is black, the leather is black, there are the studs that sort of connect the armor to itself is black. The chainmail underneath the armor is black, and it is a very juxtaposed set of armor. And it is like this full plate armor and he has a helmet under his arm. As they reach the top of the dais, the officiant, who is a elderly gentleman in white and gold robes, stands between them. His voice calm, measured, amplified by a little bit of magic, just so it can carry across the hall effortlessly. Honoured nobles of Northspire, esteemed guests and witnesses to this union, we gather beneath the light of Azaran, in the shadow of Brimstone Peak, to bear witness to a joining not only of two souls, but of legacy, duty, and the future of this realm. Marriage, in its truest form, is not merely a bond of affection, but a covenant of trust, of shared burden, and of unwavering purpose. And today, that covenant stands before us in Princess Sylvie of Azureth and Steward Antoine Platisse. At this, Antoine steps slightly close to Sylvie and speaks up and says, Sylvie, my love, when this kingdom stood on the edge of uncertainty, it was your strength that gave it hope. Where others saw fragility, I saw resilience. Where others saw doubt, I saw purpose. I vowed to stand beside you, not above, nor ahead, but with you, to bear the weight of this crown together, and to ensure that what we build endures far beyond us. He steps back, and Sylvie stepped into that space. Antoine, in a world that has taken much, you have offered stability. Where there was uncertainty, you brought direction. Where there was fear, you brought order. I vow to stand with you, to uphold the future of Azureth, and to honour the path we now share. If anyone would like to make an insight check whilst you said that, feel free.
Yes, please. Oh, sorry.
Okay, you're right, flat for me, yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Yes! What a great roll for Yeg.
Triple G, to you it sounds rehearsed. Yeg, to you, someone that understands performance and speaking from the heart and having something to say, to perform, to put your emotions into something you're trying to convey. This isn't just rehearsed. This is programmed. Those words are just coming out of her mouth. She has not thought about that. She has not looked at this man and be like, this is the man I love and I cherish and I respect. Those are just words that are being forced out of her mouth by something.
Sweet Jesus. I'm going to relay that to the boys quietly.
You send your messages out to the boys. The officiant then stands and says, before we begin the final binding of souls, we must make sure that this marriage is legal in the eyes of the gods. He turns to Sylvie and says, Princess Sylvie, daughter of Azureth, bearer of its lineage and its light, do you come here of your own free will to stand beside this man and to share in the burdens and honours that lie ahead? And with barely a whisper, she says,
As that said,
I do.
As that said, can I cast something?
What are you trying to cast?
I don't know if we're in range, but I want to cast Phantasmal Force.
60 feet. You are not within range of any of those. No, you're not in range, unfortunately. Is there anything you wanted to do instead, or are you're waiting? Okay. So she whispers out, barely legible to anyone, I do. Then the officiant turns to Antoine. Antoine Platisse, steward of this realm who has borne its weight in times of uncertainty. Do you come here to stand beside this woman, not as guardian nor as guide, but as equal, bound in purpose and in fate? And he stands there, composed, and says, authoritatively, I do. The officiant raises his hands in the air. Then let it be known, before those gathered, before the laws of this realm, and before the... And he freezes in place.
What?
You look around. Every noble seated around is completely frozen. You look out the window,
Oh no.
and there is a bird mid-flight, unmoving. The trees are mid-swaying through the wind, frozen in time. The four of you are able to look around and to see this. And Antoine chuckles and says, timing is everything. And he reaches out a hand, and your black cloaks are flung off the four of you, scattered across the floor. Perception is reality, and reality is remarkably easy to shape. Sylvie is also unfrozen in this moment in time. You look, and his hand is on the center of his chest plate, where there is like a... You didn't see it as he walked in because it wasn't visible, but now he's interacted with it. There is a glyph on his chest, and Gil, make a Arcana check for me.
We're so fucked.
This is something that was imprinted by a sorcerer, and is a time stop spell, but casted at an extremely high level with flavors of primordial magic within it. Antoine begins to step down, leaving Sylvie behind, and says, I never thought you lot would be so easy to trick. I mean, it was simple, really.
Yeah.
I had many of my informants at the Golden Fang, and they saw you, little scaly one, with the red one over here, and he walks over and stands next to Tazira's frozen body. Well, a little bit of investigation, finding out it was her absolute dream to be a singer. She'd do anything to sing.
Oh no.
Well, but of course, Desmond was taken ill, and she was replaced. I knew she would come to the few people that she trusted. You, Yeg.
Yeah.
And Jaff, you're moving, by the way. You have to announce that. She would come to the few people she trusted. After that, it was just a matter of time before you used it to your advantage. Such a shame. She had such a lovely voice. The rest of you were a little bit tone deaf, I guess.
We were awful.
Well,
I'm ashamed.
I guess this is what happens to people that put their trust in the four of you. And he just takes his arms, wraps them around Tazira's head, and snaps her neck directly in front of you. And because she's frozen in time, her body is still upright, but her head is facing like almost 270 degrees from where it should be.
Oh no.
You've done well to come this far. Far enough to understand. But, well, you can be our witnesses. Sylvie! He claps his hands, and she says, I, Sylvie of Azureth, renounce my claim to the throne.
Oh no.
I relinquish my name, my right, and my sovereignty, and I bind them to Antoine Platisse. A flash of shadow envelops Antoine Platisse, and he appears back up here with Sylvie. And so the ascension begins. He takes a dagger, slices at his wrist, and blood begins to pour out of his wrist. I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Who has the blood vial on them?
Yeah,
You
it does.
do. Oh, me? Yeah. In my back pocket. Been there the whole time.
But why is she saying she's dead? She's not dead.
Come on, it fucking counts. Not down the bottom of the initiative anymore, bitch.
Wait,
Up.
you're good, you're good.
Whoa.
Nah, Sylvie's dead before the fighting starts.
That's it. I don't know why that's doing that. Why?
The old one shot, Sylvie.
Fucking yeah, middle of the road. I'm gonna Bardic Inspire Jean-Pierre in this moment. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'm just gonna fucking tap him on the arse. Go on, buddy. I'm not traumatized by this.
Why Sylvie just disappears from my characters now as well? Can I just undo?
She was never real, buddy. Feel like we could have done better in the performance, guys. You know, me included. You know,
Do you think that's what gave it away?
I think he took pity on the fact that we were so shit.
The fact that he let us do that as well, do you know what I mean? The fact they didn't time stop
Yeah.
in the middle of the shit performance.
He could, yeah.
He could have saved us a lot of trouble there.
Yeah, he's made us look like right fools, honestly.
Also, just snap your girlfriend's neck. That's boring.
Yeah, no, I'm actually legitimately traumatized by that for realsies. He did not enjoy that moment right there.
So, as initiative begins, Sylvie denounces her claim to the throne, beginning the start of this ascension to becoming a Vaneborn. Now, I'm going to say this to you above table, so you're aware of what's going on here. I will quickly bring up the notes on the ascension, so you're aware. The blood of a Vaneborn is applied, not consumed. Contact is made at the throat, the heart, and the brow. So there are 3 places for the contact to be made. It will take 1 round of Antoine Platisse. There'll be a free action at the top of every round on initiative 20 for him to cut at these different places. So once at the throat, once at the heart, and once at the brow, and then another round will have passed, and he can make contact there. So it'll be like 1 round to make the cut at the throat, 1 round to make the contact. So it will take 6 rounds for the ritual to be completed fully. So you have 6 rounds to stop this from happening. That is your time crunch.
Oh shit.
So Sylvie's go is her and that denouncing the throne. Gildor, you are up.
The initiative, oh baby. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just want to try and create some distance so we're all bunched up. So everything's still time stopped as this is happening.
Everyone around you is completely time stopped.
Let's get a little. What is that? It's 100
It's gonna
feet.
It's going to
That's
take me
fine.
6 rounds to get over there.
Well, no, you can make a dash action.
Let's have a look here. I'm gonna cast Mind Spike on him.
Are you within range? You've got spell sniper, I'm
I've
assuming.
got spell sniper, so it's relevant.
Okay. A 25 does hit. So give me 1 second, because I actually haven't got his character sheet open. Make sure there's nothing crazy in here that I need to remember. Cool. Yes, roll for your damage, sorry.
He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom saving throw, no worries.
DC 17.
Cool. He passes.
Yeah.
Have you rolled your porter for today, by the way, Lou?
I can't remember.
I don't think you did.
It's 13 and 14. I did roll it.
Oh, okay, you did.
13 and 14.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, I've just seen them.
So he takes,
Half damage. So he takes 8 points of wisdom damage. Make a insight check for me as that happens. On that 21, you feel like, even though you know that he saved on that attack, you feel like it done even less damage to him. And you theorize that because the vial is still not broken, it still exists, that your attacks will be very ineffective until that is destroyed.
Right.
Any bonus action?
End my turn by messaging YEGOR and saying, break the fucking vial! And then my turn.
Cool. Antoine's go. He is going to...
comprehend languages. You fucking moron.
Healing word. What?
He is going to... where are they? Here they are. He is going to use his action to... From the blood that is pouring out of his arm, he uses his other hand, sort of brings his hand through the blood, lets it pass through his fingertips, flicks his hand up, and the blood turns into this crimson smoke that floats forward, and he summons a vampiric mist into the center of the center of the chamber.
We can see its health bar.
Yeah, I know, it's going to go now. Gone? Is it gone now, the health?
Yeah.
Cool. That is his action. He obviously already has cut his wrist to do the first of 6 stages, so that is stage 1 for him complete. And he's going to leave the vampiric mist there. And we're done. Kit, you're up.
Can I, hang on.
I want to do radiant damage to this vial, so that needs to happen.
Just remember, by the way, Kit, you as a thief, you can bonus action dash. So you can dash, you can use double your movement, it only costs you a bonus action. You can also disengage as a bonus action and hide as a bonus action. That's part of your subclass. So you can, in theory, move 60 feet in one turn and it will only cost you a bonus action.
Okay. Should I fuck up this? Can I fight this mist or what?
Make an investigation check for me. Or insight check, either one.
Yeah.
You know that what you think right now, whether or not you can fight it, it's probably got some gold on it. And if it dies, you can have that gold.
Okay.
Okay, so you dash to get there, so that's a bonus action gone. You have your action to attack if you so please. So if you want to roll to hit, 21 is a hit, roll damage. This won't be a sneak attack because you don't have advantage. 11 points of piercing damage. As you swipe your sword through, your sword swings through the mist and cleaves it directly through, and the mist separates for a second, and then begins to reform. You get the impression that you've done damage to it, but it wasn't the most effective. You are doing damage to it with every strike, but it's not as effective as per se a magical damage or using a magical weapon. But you still do some damage to it. That's your turn done. I believe you only get one attack as a rogue. Use your bonus action. So, Yeg, you are up. Jaff, you're on deck.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so I'm going to take the vial out of my pocket and I'm going to just yeet that a few feet in front of me, I suppose. And then I'm going to cast Moonbeam on it. And I'm going to do the gnarliest shred. Ah.
3 points of radiant damage. Well, it takes double, so it takes 6 points of radiant damage, and that's enough. It just needed some form of radiant damage to destroy it. So you're fine. So as you bring down this moonbeam, this cylinder of golden radiant light comes through the from the ceiling directly down on top of it, and the glass shatters, and the blood sort of rises up in this irregular, coiling, helixical sort of shape. And as it spins around in this helix faster and faster and faster, the blood begins to separate and just dissolve into red floating ash, which disperses around. Antoine drops to one knee, brushes his shoulder off, stands up, feigns a smile, and shouts out to you guys. So you've done some research. It's a shame, all that effort to become futile. I'll kill you first. And you snarl, and you just see, for the first time he lets his disguise slip, you see these yellow eyes from like these sunken eyes. He's got these like beautiful features, and you just see these yellow sunken eyes. His vampire fangs begin to protrude out that were usually covered by an illusion. And he actually, in doing so, he takes his arms and he claps them forward, and all of the curtains alongside close, and the room is plunged into dim light. Jaegers go. Any bonus actions? You've used your bardic at the beginning, but I mean technically that was before initiative started, so you can use it now if you'd like.
Oh, then I'm gonna bardic inspire Kit. Can I reach him?
Yeah, I think it's 60 feet. I think if you're bardic, I think you're good. So Kit, you've got a bardic. Jaff, you've got a bardic. Jaff, you are up.
Where's the moonbeam? Do I have to maneuver around?
No, it's like here. You can go. It's here, so I think you're all right.
Well, I'm gonna dash.
Yeah, you'll be
straight forward. That square there. Yeah, and I'm gonna take on my form of dread as well.
Cool. You can do your temporary hit points, etc.
Yeah.
That's your action. Is it a bonus action to enter your form of dread, or is that just a free action?
It is a bonus action.
Cool. So that's you done, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So at the top of the round, Antoine, he's got his blood leaking from his wrist already. He takes he brings his hand up to Sylvie's neck, and again he lets his shadow drop for his facade drop for a second. And a gnarled, old, withered hand is exposed with a claw of a fingernail that he uses just to cut at her neck. And as a thin cut appears on her neck and the blood begins to drip down, he brings his wrist up and makes the first point of contact. They are 1/3 of the way through the ritual. Gildor, you're up.
Diego's broken the vial and he shut the curtains. Antoine did.
Yeah, Antoine shut the curtains, yeah.
I'm looking through my spells here. I've just got. I've not really got anything that's gonna like separate the two of them, or I might just have to deal damage. Oh fuck it! I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Killer on Antoine.
Cool. Is it a save or is it a attack roll?
Oh fuck knows.
Wisdom save. Cool. So it'll be 16 target damage if he fails. He passes.
Can I, giving him a 13, do it?
Your still says not 15. Isn't it higher than that? It's 17.
No,
isn't
mine's 17. Yeah.
Yeah. Giving him a 13 would do it.
Okay, I'll give him a 13.
Okay. So he takes his 4d10. Which 16 is rolled it already at the top. 16 points of psychic damage.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Can I quicken? Can I use my meta magic once a day to? Yeah. Empowered spell, non-damage for a spell. You can re-roll a number of dice up to your intelligence modifier, and you must use the new rolls.
Okay, so you've got 2 6s and 2 2s. So if you want to, you can either re-roll all 4. You can re-roll the 2 2s and then take 12 and then see what you get in the other 2s. Up to you.
I'll re-roll the 2 2s. Let me re-roll 2d10.
Yeah.
Come.
It's all right. 10 more. So it's now 22 rather than 16. So cool. So you send over you tap into the nightmares of Antoine Plantise, which weirdly enough for him is you get like a glimpse of his nightmares, and it just is the sun. It is just the daytime sun is what fuels his nightmares. Antoine's turn. He is going to. Are you within? How far away are you? He is going to step to here, and he is going to attempt to charm you.
Oh no.
JAFF. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. You have Bardic, and you also have your Heroic Inspiration, or whatever it is, your human resilience, just as a heads up.
Yeah, I'll re-roll it. I'll use my resourceful. Right.
Counter spell.
Counter spell?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it's an action, so it's technically not a spell, but I'll allow counter because it is a spell effect. What I'll say though is it will need a roll. So I'm gonna say the DC is 15, and you add your intelligence modifier to the roll. So +5, I'm assuming.
My intelligence modifier is +5.
+5, so you need a 10 or higher on your D10.
Here we go. Box Doom.
You rolled a D10.
Well, it's impressive though.
That is impressive, but unfortunately it's not quite what we were after.
Nah, bad DM.
You tried to counterspell the charm, and the energy just pushes its way through. JAFF, you are charmed.
Oh no.
And what's the is a willing target for the vampire? Okay, he's going to say for you on your next turn to approach.
Oh dear.
I'm literally trying my best here.
Kit, you're up.
My best is yet to come.
Fucking coming in. Can I dash?
You can dash. You can also disengage. It depends up to you. So if you can dash, you take an attack of opportunity.
Fuck this, I'm taking a dash.
Okay, so he's going to get an attack on you, which is a life drain. You need to make
disengage, isn't it?
how far away? You were 30 feet, so you could disengage and get there without a dash.
No.
Yeah,
Fuck it,
so
go on and disengage.
cool.
Totally.
Disengage and you get to him.
Slag him off.
You're going to attack him. 26 hits. It's just a regular damage.
And you've got a bardic as well. Remember this.
9 points of piercing. 9 points of piercing damage.
Where's your big mate when we need him?
I'm going to say he has to make a concentration check to keep up the spell. He needs to roll a 10 or higher on the die. No, a con save of 10 or higher. So he needs to roll 6 higher on his die. Why wouldn't it?
He's a loser, that's why.
There you go. He saves. He still maintains control of your charm. Yeg, you are up.
I'm gonna get a little bit closer, and I'm gonna do counter charm.
Counter charm. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Just whack it in the trap for me again.
Bang. So I'm gonna do a little performance. Bit of a.
Okay, I'm gonna say that means you
Oasis.
can repeat the saving throw with advantage now. So make a wisdom saving throw with advantage for me, Jaff.
Oh yeah, fantastic,
Nice,
my
yeah.
son.
God.
You have a bardic. What is Yeg's bardic?
It's
die?
D8, I'm
D8.
pretty sure. Yeah.
A D8
Not
won't
worth
get you there.
re-rolling,
Ah.
right,
A D8 won't get you. Even a full 8 won't get you there.
Fuck!
Can I give him my 14, please?
You can, but a 14 plus his 2 does not get him there. But he can use his bardic now.
Okay.
And all you needed was 1. All you needed was a 1. All you needed was a 1. His DC 17. The DC 17.
I'm about to put my head through this fucking screen.
I've actually got nothing left. I've got no button. I've used up so many spells.
You the charm effect fades off, and your turn. As a bonus action, by the way, you can move the moonbeam.
Oh, can I? What? The whole shebang? Like, I can actually just ping it up to there, or is it like
Move it within 60 feet of where you currently are?
60 feet of where I currently am?
So you can
Right.
hit the
It's a little bit
the
dangerous.
haze.
I could hit. Yep, I'm
Get
doing
that
that.
vampiric myth. Get that little cunt.
Bang.
Cool. Roll the damage for it, and what's the save? Is it a con
okay.
save?
Fuck only knows, mate. Fuck only knows. Moonbeam. Let's just cast it again to get it. Oh, that's not what I want.
Con save.
Con
Cool.
Yeah.
What's your DC? Just 20s, but so it saves, but it takes double damage anyway, so it just takes full damage, 12 points of radiant damage, as it is engulfed in this radiant flame. You can tell that was very effective, even the fact that it did manage to save against it. That's your go done. Jaff, you up. You are no longer charmed. You are all good. Actually, sorry. At the end of your go, Yeg,
Yeah.
Antoine is going to use a legendary action.
Of course he is. What a legend.
He is going to make a... He's going to make a bite attack.
What?
On you, Kit.
Oh, fuck no.
And he rolls a nat 1. So it's a miss. Oof. He
Hold
goes
that
to
wood.
just... He goes to just to like bite. He extends his neck out to go and bite you in your neck, and you just manage to like sort of
That's not very
backflip
good.
over the arm, over the head, and land at your feet, and he misses his bite. Jaff, you're up.
Thank fucking God. Alright, I'm gonna run up next to him. And I'm hitting him.
Okay, roll to hit. Nat. Oh, you
Crit.
have advantage.
Oh!
No, you have advantage because of flanking. You have advantage because of flanking.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna dump a level 3 Eldritch Smite into this as well. Because I can say that after once I
Yeah,
hit.
that's fun.
So that's
So he has to
the
make
damage
a-
on that.
A
And
DC 16
then-
con save.
So is it 68 if it's doubled for a crit?
Yes, 68 for the
Plus that.
Yep.
And then also because my grave touched, that's while I'm using my form of dread, you can roll 1 additional damage dice. So my damage dice for my thing is a D10. So do I roll
Yep.
another 2 D10?
roll another 2d10. Yeah.
Okay, so whatever
Okay.
that
But
is.
don't add it all up. So he has resistances in there as well. So he fails the con save. So he takes everything rather than halving the necrotic damage. So the slashing is 17. This is all force, as is the 2d. The 2d10. The d10 you roll, is that force necrotic? Is that a choice of yours? Is it? Can you choose whatever damage type it is?
The D10.
I believe you could. You say you
Necrotic.
just
Necrotic.
necrotic. Okay, so 17 plus 19 is 36. Takes that straight. Then there's 6 plus 12 to 18 necrotic, which is half to 9. So 9, 28 plus 17 is 45 points of damage. As you
Nice.
sprint up and you exert absolutely everything you can into this swing of your glaive, just absolutely hitting him with all your might, and the necrotic energy seems to sort of dissipate around him, not doing too much damage, but just the force of your eldritch smite and the slashing of your glaive is enough to massively wound him.
On a fail on the Constitution, it's not to do with the necrotic. In my description, what I've got written here is on a fail, you can siphon an attribute from a creature till long rest.
Oh, sorry, that's on the death of the creature. I apologize. I should have
is it?
added that bit.
Oh,
Only
okay.
when the creature dies. Okay. At the end of your turn, he's going to use his last legendary
No, I
action.
got my second.
Oh
attack.
yes, of course. Yeah, roll again. A 15 misses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your second one just wails slyly away from him. At the end of your turn, you're going to use his last legendary action to make an unarmed strike. Oh no, sorry. He's going to use his move legendary action to move up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks, and he's going to move back up to Sylvie. It's the beginning of the round. As you watch Antoine, you see that his body begins to knit back together from your strike. If anyone would like to make a perception, insight, or investigation check at this, feel free.
Perception. Ah, gee whiz.
Nat 20 investigation, triple G, nice and easy. You know this. You know that because he has closed the blinds, the curtains, and there is no sunlight in this room, he can basically begin to heal every so often between turns. So when he's not standing in direct sunlight, he can heal periodically after taking big amounts of damage. So he has now applied damage to applied the blood to her neck. He then makes a secondary slit now on his other arm. We are now 3/6 halfway through the ritual.
Oh dear.
And Gildor, you are up. Oh shit! I'm sorry. I've never rolled initiative for this fucking vampiric thingamajig.
This vampiric Usiel.
Yeah. He goes after you, so actually it's perfect.
So, if I just walked up to the curtains, like, would you let me just open them and that be it, or would I have to walk all the way along?
I mean, I would give you a free action to use your mage hand to do it with you to get it all open. I'll give that as a free or a bonus action to do that.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. If you want me to go all the way along, I would have sacrificed my action to do that with my mage hand, but
I'll let you use I'll let you use a bonus action to mage hand to do the other side. You don't have to do half the side, so you can do it between the two of you. Your mage hand and you can sort of meet and in the middle and do it all.
Okay, fine, I'll do that.
Cool.
So the curtains are fully open, and I've
Curtains
used
fully
mage
open,
hand
yeah.
bonus action,
Yeah.
and I'll move 5, 10, 15, 20. There you go, 25.
And your action?
I will. I will. Phantasmal Killer.
Cool.
Come on, Gil.
And that is a, what is the save again? It's a wisdom save. 15 is not enough, but he's going to use his first legendary resistance to succeed. So he still takes half damage, so he takes 13 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, he is now in-bloodied and cannot heal because of the sunlight.
Oh my god, he's only just gone into bloody.
He was bloodied after Jaff's attack,
Yeah, but then- yeah,
but then
and then
healed
he-
over the
yeah.
threshold. You've now dropped him just below bloodied. He's like barely bloodied.
Fucking hell.
It's the vampiric mist's go. Starting its turn in the moonbeam, it takes the damage from moonbeam. So can you just roll me 2d10?
Yeah.
Yeg.
2d10. But.
Just to make a save. 18. It makes a con save. 14 is not enough. It takes double damage. And just as it tries to move out, I've literally given it a turn, and now it dies. So that's good to know. It shrivels up and just dissipates, and the blood and the vampiric mist is gone.
Good stuff.
Antoine's go. Right.
Antoine's gonna metagame.
He is going to step to you, Jaff. And he is going to make a multi-attack. He will. One of them will be an unarmed strike. One will be a bite.
He's going to have to do that with disadvantage because of my cloak.
Yes. So he's going to attack with the unarmed strike first. Nat 1. He's now going to go with the bite second. Does an 18 hit?
That does hit, yeah.
Okay, so you take 20 points of damage, and your maximum HP is decreased by 14.
Okay, I'm gonna also use my reaction for my gift of the gem dragon feat, so he needs to make a strength saving throw.
8 plus proficiency plus ability modifier, so that's going to
Which
be...
was charisma, which is 5.
Yeah. So, and you also be a 16, is your DC?
8
Plus 3 plus 5?
plus 3 plus 5, yeah.
Yeah, so DC 16. Sorry, I rolled at disadvantage, sorry, I should roll it normal. 20 is a save.
Yeah, so he takes half of...
Half of 2d8.
2d8.
So he takes 7. Rolled well there. So
Thank you. I tried my
loses
best.
7 points of health from that, but he doesn't...
So-
He isn't
so you-
moved.
How many points of damage did you do against me? 20?
20 points, and your max HP is reduced by 14 for now.
Okay. That would be... Wait, that... Because I've got temp HP, how does that work?
Your max HP, so the damage will burn through your temp HP to your normal HP. So if you, let's say you have 10 points temp,
Yeah.
but you took 20, you'd be 10 points below your maximum. But your maximum is going to go down by 14 regardless.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So my max goes down by 14.
Yeah.
Max
That's Antoine's go. He's had his multi-attack. He hasn't got any bonus actions. He can only use a legendary action on someone else's turn. Kit, you are up.
Coming in, let's fucking get it.
I think we just got to gang up on him. Because it's Kit, then me.
You have advantage on the
then
attack because you're
Jaff.
flanking, so roll again.
Brilliant.
Unfortunately,
Don't I
then-
also get didn't I have a thingy from
Bardic.
Bardic, yeah.
you get a Bardic, yeah, so you can roll a d8 and add it to your 13. Unfortunately, a 15 is not enough. You swing your sword and it just clangs off of his armor.
Swing my arm in a figure of 8, and I still miss everyone.
At the end of your go, Kit, he's going to use another legendary action. He's going to make a bite attack at you, Jaff, with his legendary. It costs him 2 legendary actions out of his 3.
What a chump.
So let's see how you do. 25 hits.
It definitely does.
You take 16 points of damage, and your max health is decreased by 7.
Oh, God.
16 points, max health down by 7. Right, okay.
Cool. That's his legendary action gone. Yeg, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to move the moonbeam. Bang. Cool. Sorry, Kit, if that clips you.
No worries. 2d10, he's got to make a constitution saving throw.
2d10.
14 is a fail. He'll use a second legendary resistance to pass it, so he only takes half the damage, but obviously it's double doing because it's radiant. So roll 2d10
sorry,
for me.
yeah. I was just looking at it.
He takes 9 points total. So you move the moonbeam on top of him, and he takes some more radiant damage. That's your bonus action.
Yeah.
You have your action and your movement as well.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll just get forward as far as I can. How far can I go after doing... Oh, if it's a bonus action, it's just my movement. Amazing. 30 feet, not...
Cool. And you have your action as well.
Good God. Good God, Matt. What can I do from here? How far away is he? Could... Oh my God, could I? Can I aim a fireball in between Jaff and Kit and hit Antoine?
A fireball will definitely hit everyone in that area.
Okay. No, that's fair. Of course.
A fireball is like a 30-foot radius or whatever it is.
I can take
Ooh, this.
A fireball would also hit Sylvie.
Don't
You could
do
put it like... You could hit it... yeah, there's no way you... Is it 30 or 20 foot? Someone's got this, but if it's 20 foot...
Yeah, I'm not doing it, guys.
It's 20 foot, you can just about miss her, but you might even singe your own scales.
Yeah, no. There's also another one I want to do, but it's pretty gnarly, and I don't know if it will go well. So, but it could be a bit of fun. So I'm gonna cast Confusion, and I'm gonna just do it kind of on top of Antoine, hopefully not getting the
Confusion
other
for me.
two. The other two, yeah.
10-foot radius sphere.
Yeah, so I could do it on top of and instead of the moonbeam.
As in, like, where... So you want to kind of go like...
Well, yeah, hang on.
Like that kind of
There's
thing.
definitely a way to do it. Can we just be, let's be clear on this. There's a way to be accurate.
Yeah, so you want to just hit Antoine. That's fine, you can do it in that way.
Amazing.
Okay, so it's a wisdom save.
God,
5, he's going to burn his last legendary
of
resistance
course he is.
to save. So he's out. You used the whole resistance though, which is all good, but he does save.
Excellent.
Is that your go done?
Yes, I cannot do any more.
Okay, at the end of his go, at the end of your go, sorry, he's going to use his last legendary action of this round to move his movement without producing opportunity attacks, and he is going to,
So cheeky.
looking like what he's going to do actually, it looks like he's going to move away from the ritual. You've scared him. He's not particularly strong at the moment. So he's going to move to here with his go. That's his go done. Jaff, you are up.
Well, I'm going to follow him right down there.
Cool.
Yeah. Gil, did you say do you have many spell slots left that
I do, yeah.
require
I've got loads, yeah. I've got loads.
I'm actually gonna use my action then. Oh, this could be such a waste, but it could be quite useful. I'm gonna cast Bane on him.
Okay, so he charisma saving throw.
Uh-huh.
There's always a chance.
He's a fail.
Oh my
so
There you go. There you go.
he has to take away a d4 from every save you have to make. Cool.
Yeah,
So that's your action. You've had your movement. Any bonus actions, or is that you done?
I don't really have a lot of bonus actions, is my problem. I'm going to... Can I use my bonus action to coat my blade in this Ankeg bile that I still have?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so you do that. It's Sylvie's go. So this will be the ritual turn, but he's nowhere near her, so you can't actually do that. But instead, at the end of Sylvie's go, he's going to use his legendary action, one of them, to again move his movement without provoking opportunity attacks, and he is going to move here in between you guys.
Crazy.
And that's his go.
Fucking running away.
That's his legendary action done. Gildor, you are up.
How many phases of the ritual has he done out of interest?
He's only done 3. That would have been the 4th one, but he's moved away from Sylvie. He's not being.
Where's he
not,
going?
I know what that means.
I'm gonna fireball his ass.
Bet save DC 17.
Holy shit!
And he's got to take his Bane off the saving throw.
Yeah.
And just
Bet
FYI, if
save.
he saves, I'm silvery barbsing it.
He fails anyway, so he takes 42 points of fire damage,
Oh my goodness.
Fucking hell!
which is a lot. He is rather injured.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, you rolled 3 5s, 4 6s, and then a 3.
And a 3. It's
That's
Antoine's go
Of course.
now.
Oh, of course it is.
He is going to... Sorry, at the end of your turn, he's going to use his legendary action to cast the spell. He is going to cast Darkness. Which I believe is... so I'm going to look at it in yours because I can find it easier than looking on the... Sorry, Jeff, don't do anything 1 second on this character sheet.
Oh.
Because you have Darkness. It's easy to find the radius on here. 15-foot radius. Cool. So he produces a sphere of 15 feet. So 15
I
feet
can
radius.
see through magical darkness, so I will be able to see what he's doing.
Okay. And then unbeknownst, what is your... Can you see through... What is your...
120 feet.
120 feet. Okay, so you can't see everything. Okay. He then, in this darkness, on his actual turn now, is going to cast a spell that I don't think you recognise. It's clearly a vampire-specific spell. And he creates...
Oh, not this.
4 illusory duplicates that begin to spin around in the darkness, almost like a follow the lady kind of card game. Now, usually none of the sees in darkness. Jaff, you can see, because you can see through darkness. So you can make a perception check or an investigation check to see if you can track the real Antoine.
Sure, I'm not rolling with advantage.
On an 11, you can't be sure
Yeah.
which one's which. Okay? Now, obviously, this one, you know he's the middle one. What's going to actually happen, because he's got the thing around his head. What's actually going to happen is every time you go to attack one, you will have a 1 in 5 chance of getting the right one. Basically, that's the way I plan to rule it, rather than you going and seeing which one's which. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. So, that's one of his legendary actions used. His go gone. It's your turn, but he is in magical darkness, which you cannot see him currently.
I scream at Kit to grab Sylvie. Kit, grab his sister!
You're having it!
I like the way that Fred announces things and then like, no!
It's just great on his sister!
Are you attacking his sister?
Non-lethal, please.
Okay. You knock out Sylvie. Oh, you haven't got roll damage. You knock out Sylvie.
Jesus.
Come on, then, who's next? Come on, then!
You're not even
Come on, then, who's next?
Zarlok anymore.
Come on, then, who's next? Who fucking wants it?
All right. Is that the end of your go, Kit, or are you doing any movement after that?
Just
Well,
gonna
you
run
gotta
around for bants.
Fair enough. Cool. At the end of your go, he's going to use his last legendary action of this round to... Where's the GM layer? Create these 2 portals.
Oh, fuck me.
Fucking get
Now-
a day job.
As you can see through these portals, you can see upon the other side. This one here is a portal to the Shadowfell. The exact same spot you have left the soul of Umbrasyl, protected by Ganfal, etc. This one here is to Zahith, where the 2 you can see looking through it, you see Thalon and the 2 primordial scions.
The what? Sorry?
The 2 primordial children. The Iria and what's the other one's name? It's in my notes somewhere.
That's fine.
Yeah, the two primordial children basically. And each of them are going to step 2 through this one, and 3
no.
through this one,
What a
and they
joke.
disappear through the portals.
Excellent.
And at that point, time restarts. As he disappears from here, time restarts. You are all standing there, bloody, battered and bruised. There is a moonbeam. There is a knocked out princess, and there are nobles everywhere looking at you in confusion.
Are the portals still open or?
The portals are still open.
I mean, without even second thoughts, I scream and dive through the portal that had Thalon and the children in it. Not even a question.
I dive through the other portal.
I dive through the other portal.
Kit, what are you doing, and are you taking Sylvie with you?
Fucking right, I'm taking her with me.
And are you going with Gil, or are you going through the Shadowfell?
Which one's the Shadowfell one?
The
which
Shadowfell
one's-
is this one. That's where Yeg and Jaff have
that's
gone
Gil's
through.
one.
And that's Gil's one.
Just chuck Sylvie in my one and dive through the other one.
Jesus.
I'm taking Sylvie with me. Come on in!
Okay, everyone, barring Gildor, has gone to the Shadowfell, where the soul is. And Gildor has gone to Thalon to save the thingy.
This is the
And we
right.
will
This is
continue-
how it was meant to be.
And we will continue this story next week.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell, bro! I can still smell
As
the
you-
poo and the copper coins.
As you all sprint through the portals, a bunch of nobles are confused. They are shouting.
As I
Very-
dive through, I scream, explode!
As you dive through, and you are
Skadoosh.
traveling through these portals, you just hear as they close behind you before they close, you hear the. And that is where we will end the session.
That's the most jokes explosion noise ever.